Welcome viewers and subscribers to yet another program. Thanks for joining us. I know there are so many channels, so many options, so many avenues, so we really appreciate you taking the time out to join this channel. So please go ahead and hit that subscription button and hit the notification bell, so when we drop a video, you will be alerted. Alright, so this week we want to take a look at the two Jamaicas that we have. One for the have-nots, one for the haves, or one for the poor, one for the rich. Whichever way you want to classify it, the reality is we do have two Jamaicas. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Stay for the enlightenment. Have your say. Get involved. Subscribe, comment, click, share. Let's go. But before we jump into our topic, we want to say once again big respect and thank you to those on the front line, especially those who work in the hospital industry. Right now, Jamaica's health system is under serious strain. There's a crisis out there, shortage of doctors, people are getting sick from this virus. You see, I don't buy into the notion with some stupid people who are talking about why government just want to control you, and all of a sudden all these doctors are lying about there's a virus out there and something is really hurting the nation, hurting the world. Come on. People, use your knowledge, use your brain, think. There has to be something. Whether it was designed or made by man, I don't know. But the truth is, the reality is, there is something that is getting people sick and bringing people to the grave, right? I have 3 family members who died from this thing. So there is something out there. So family, friends, people, viewers, subscribers, protect yourself. I am not arguing for the vaccine, but I don't have a problem with the vaccine, right? So if you think vaccine is not your thing, then fine, but do what you need to do to protect yourself, because there is something happening and people need to be cognizant of that fact. It is factual that there is something happening since 2020, 2019, 2020. Something is in the air, whether it was designed and delivered by a man, we don't know, but there is something and people need to protect themselves. So big respect to those who work in the hospital industry, all the nurses. I personally have nurses friends who have been sick, contracted this thing, and I'm happy that they are vaccinated and they are not feeling the worst of it. So thank God for that, because I don't want to lose any of you, my friends. You know who you are. I don't want to lose you, so continue to protect yourself the best way you can. All right? Now, onto the topic at hand. The two Jamaicas that we have. I'm going to read a portion of this article. Two brothers, Robert and Peter Chin, who pled guilty in a court in regards to financing and their company Alliance. Let's read a few paragraphs of this report, and then we continue with our analysis. Alliance Finance Limited pleaded guilty to 8 breaches of the Banking Services Act and 28 breaches under the Bank of Jamaica Act in the St. Andrew Parish Court recently. The financial company was formed in 2012 to provide insurance premium financing to corporate and retail customers through working arrangements with several licensed insurance brokers. However, the company was charged with its principal Peter and Robert Chin last month relating to more than 20 foreign currency loans totaling approximately US 8 million, 1.24 billion Jamaican, between 2014 and 2017. This was in contravention of the BSA and BOJ Acts, which require one to be an authorized dealer and have license to lend foreign currency and accept deposits. Breaches for the BSA Act carry fines of up to 3 million, while breaches of the BOJ Act carry fines between 50,000 to 100,000. All that, to me, those fines are a joke compared to where we're gonna go in this program. In a plea arrangement with the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Chin brothers escaped prosecution with the charges to be withdrawn at the sentencing set for March 3. Senior Parish Judge Lorian Cole Montague approved the motion after recess, with the prosecution led by Donette Enriquez and Defense Counsel Tom Tavares Finson, Sean Christopher Castle and Marcus Moore. Tavares Finson indicated that subpoenas may go out requesting the presence of BOJ Governor Biles and Chief Director of Financial Investigations Division FID, Selvin Hay, and Minister of Finance Dr. Nigel Clark. he pointed that this is in relation to Section 22 of the BOJ Act and the role various individuals could play at sentencing. And the story goes on and on about poker and the Crimes Act and all of that. However, the part I want to hinge my comments on is in the paragraph where it says, in a plea arrangement with the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Chin brothers escaped prosecution with the charges to be withdrawn at the sentencing set for March 3. Now, this, I am no legal scholar. So, pardon my ignorance if there is something that I am missing. I would need a lawyer to advise me or counsel me. So lawyers who are watching, please do join the commentary and help those of us who are ignorant of our so-called justice system, right? But at sentencing, so this is pretty much a serious breach. Millions of dollars is involved here, right? And at sentencing, there's a plea arrangement with the DPP that at sentencing, the charges are to be withdrawn. The charges are to be withdrawn. What kind of plea arrangement would that be? We would like to be enlightened as to what kind of plea arrangement would that be, because this, in my view, is a serious offense. Because as a little man who go into the bank, there's a big sign. You can, not just the bank, but quite a few places, you cannot conduct business cash with more than $1 million, right? It has to go through some form of banking system or something, but you cannot, because I know of persons who have been in breach of that, who get jail time. Yeah, and that is just $1 million, or probably the person I'm talking of is about $3 million, and it was just a purchase of a car, right? And they get jail time. Now, you remember the story about the man who stole some ackee, and there was some whole heap of comments about it. But let me read a short little thing about it. A man stole 13 dozen ackees from the Mona campus at the University of the West Indies, was yesterday sentenced to 30 days in prison. When he appeared in the corporate area resident magistrate's court, Dwayne Blinkum pleaded guilty to pre-deal larceny, but told the court that he had not stolen the ackee intentionally. I don't know him work out that one day, but funny. Anyway, Your Honor, I did not go there with the intentions to steal them, but I was passing and I saw them and I went to pick them, he said. Regardless of what your intention was, pre-deal larceny is costing the country a lot, because the little that you stole plus the little that another person steals adds up. So you're going to spend 30 days in prison for what you did. Senior Magistrate Judith Pusey replied before sentencing him. The ackees probably don't cost $1,000. But here's it. The man pleaded guilty, right? And he's going to spend 30 days in jail. You're going to sit there with a straight face and tell me that we don't have two Jamaicas? And yes, you all with your legalistic minds and your lawyers, right? Because Tom Tavares Fincy is no joke when it comes to legal affairs in Jamaica. He knows how to get around the system, like many of our lawyers. The Bert Samuels is a big one who represent a lot of people charged for criminal activities, and some big musicians, big names, right? And they know the intricacies of the court system and the legalistic arguments to get their clients out. I'm not knocking them because they're being paid to do a job, because if I get into trouble, I would want the best to represent me, right? Of course, it will come down to my affordability. So I'm not knocking the lawyers per se, but the justice or the injustice system that we have favors one person or favors one creed above the rest. Those are the reasons why we're having some of the problems we have in Jamaica. There are some class of people who don't think that they will ever get justice in our court systems. It's not like they are accused, The Chin brothers pleaded guilty. They pled guilty for serious offenses. These are big money, major money, millions of US dollars, billions in Jamaican dollars, right? And at sentencing set on March 3, the charges are to be withdrawn because of a plea arrangement. But yet, a little man, probably hungry, or want to sell the arcade for whatever reason, and he has to spend 30 days in jail. You want to tell me that this is a justice system? I spoke a couple of weeks ago on a particular program. Please go and look back on that one about Jamaica's injustice system. So this is really part 2 of that system, where a murderer, a convicted murderer, was caught with a gun. The gun turned out to be that of a firearms license owner who was killed. This murderer is convicted for 2 murders. 2 murders. Right? 2 murders. And he is only going to spend 12 years in prison. Like I said, I won't go too much into it, but like I said, one of those persons being my brother, do you think I feel like justice was served? Do you think that justice was done? I doubt it. And most of you would feel that way. You see, a lot of us clam up and afraid to speak out against these injustices. Like, I was looking at 2 stories, 2 golfing stories, right? And when I look at the people who are going away representing Jamaica, playing golf, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. And of course, it proffers my argument about the 2 Jamaica that we have in. Look at the faces of these golfers representing Jamaica. Yes, I know the matter out of many one people. But why is it only one people getting the opportunities? And why is only one people suffering the most? Why? Yeah? You explain that to me. I blame the government, but as you can see, some of these politicians are big friends with some of these people, because when election time comes around, they want big bucks in their coffers for their election campaign, right? Here are politicians doing opening ceremonies for some of these big companies, so they're all friends. They're all friends. But the little man in the street who is killing each other for politicians not connecting the dots. There is a serious plan to keep you poor, because the poorer you are, the richer some people become. Scenario: I bought a car. I didn't have all the capital. Bottom line, when I'm looking at the documentation, the person pays about $7,000 US for the car. I couldn't come up with that to just buy it overseas and ship it in myself. Or in fact, if I could come up with that, then the duties and all of that, I didn't have that, right? So yes, I am not a high roller, right? No, that markup is there. No, I have to go to a lending institution. I go to the bank. No, the bank now doubles that. So I end up paying 3 to 4 times the amount that the car values because of the high interest rate, right? Now, you don't find rich people going and borrowing like that. Why? Because they have capital. How they come by their capital, I don't know, and I don't care, and I am not going to knock it. I want to be rich, so I am not going to see a rich man and knock it, right? But my thing is, opportunities that are there, that exist for the rich, should be there for the poor. And there's more poor people in Jamaica than the rich, right? And it is our government. So me not bad mind rich people. You understand? Me not bad mind them. Me want to be like them in some instances. I want to be rich. Not have some of their mindset, because some of their mindset is dirty and evilous and cruel, right? So I want to have wealth. I want to have wealth. I want to be able to live how I want to live, do the niceties in life, help who I can help. Of course I want that. Anybody who tell you, say, boy, born rich people and this and that, and them now, they are frauds. Yeah? All of us, or most of us, every day strive to become wealthier. Right? I definitely am. So if you want to sponsor my program, please, I will not object. Please sponsor my program. Inbox me. Call me. Right? My argument is that everybody should have equal rights and justice. Everybody should have equal opportunities. Whether you are rich, whether you are poor, whether you're from upso or whether you're from downso. And I am blaming the politicians for this continuous downgrading of the poorer class of people and keeping the people poor. I remember politicians who said them love the poor. Them retire now and them not do much for the poor. You understand? There are those there now. You have the opportunity ahead of you, because the truth is, if you worry less about being voted out and work for the people, I guarantee you, because see the tides are swinging. One time them say it was PNP country, now the map is more green than anything, right? So there are opportunities for politicians to step up to the plate and do right by the citizens. That is it for this week, my people. Please do subscribe, like, share, leave your comment.